Hello, Grae. How are you doing?
Hi. Good. I'm good.
Living your best quarantine life?
Yes, living my best quarantine life.
All right, so this is our musician and our poet, Grae Violett. And Grae is you're 17, right?
Yes, I turn 18 June 4th, so like next week.
2 days. Oh,
I'll be a legal adult.
heck
Woo.
yeah.
With a
um,
big mark at the end. Woo.
yes. So I wanted to ask you a few questions. It's very, very cash interview. So first of all, what is the most exciting thing to you about being a part of Golden Thread?
Most exciting thing. Um, well, this will be my first performance opportunity where I'm able to perform both my poetry and my music because as a poet and a singer-songwriter, I've been thinking about like performance and being like, okay, well, like I want to perform my poetry, but I also want to perform my music. And like, can I do both? Like, can that be a thing? And so this has given me an opportunity to really like fine tune that and like figure out what works and what doesn't. And so I'm just excited to be able to like debut my music and poetry together for the
Yeah,
first
absolutely. Have you done any like since the quarantine? Have you done any like, virtual gigs of any sort for like poetry or your music?
time. I haven't done like gigs, but I did my first all ages, which basically meant adult, slam, and I won second prize and got $30. So that was fun. Um, what else did I do? I did Totem Stars open mic a couple of times. I'm actually going to be co-hosting that next week, so
Oh wow, that's so cool.
check out. But yeah, I've been doing a lot. I haven't done like paid gigs per se, but I've been doing as many like open mics, writing circles, like all of that, like as much as I can, just to like train and prepare and everything.
Absolutely. Do you find like what differences do you find um, between having a live performance in front of people and having one a virtual performance? Do you struggle with that, or do you think it's do you are you all right with it?
Um, I don't. Well, I guess the main difference would be like when you're doing something live, like in person, you have like the audience to hype you up and you can like feel that energy as you're about to go on. Whereas if you're doing it over Zoom, it's something where like you have to be really secure in yourself and like hype yourself up a bunch beforehand and then just like cross your fingers and hope people connect with it because you really can't tell if people connect with it until like after your performance, like if you rewatch your Zoom.
Right.
Um, yeah, and then I guess I the pro of doing Zoom performances is that I had it. It was right on the tip of my tongue. Oh no, the it was right on the tip of my tongue. Oh no, the pro of doing Zoom performances. Oh yeah, it's that I'm in my house. So like it's almost like that feeling when like you're singing in the shower, like jamming out to stuff in your bedroom, and now like I get to literally jam out in my room and people get to witness it, and so I feel like super comfortable, and it makes things feel a lot more low key, and it's
Mhm.
a lot less stressful.
Yeah. So it's like, well, you don't get that live energy from other people. You do get more of the a certain amount of comfort in your own
For
space.
sure, yeah, it's like home court advantage. It's like
Right. Right. Yeah.
got this because I'm at home.
Yeah.
I feel
Absolutely.
like most people, if you're in like a good like living situation, feel more comfortable at home. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah. How long have you been? You said you're a singer and songwriter. How long have you been writing music versus like singing and or writing poetry since you're also a poet?
Um, hmm. I started out. I think was it okay? I think I was like 4 or 5, and I made like a short story which was like eerily similar to like the Berenstain Bears because I was obsessed with that at that time. And but
Huh.
I made them frogs instead. I think that was like the first thing that like I ever wrote, And then at around like, I don't know, maybe like 9-ish or so, I would like write little songs that weren't very good, but they were cute for the time. And like my parents would hype me up, oh my God, you're so talented. And so yeah, around 9 or so, I started writing songs. And I actually made a poetry book at around like 12, 13-ish. I even had like a little book signing in New York. It was kind of fun.
Nice.
Then I took a break because I didn't believe in myself. And I was like, you're not good at this. What are you doing? And then so yeah, after that break, at around maybe like 15, like 14, 15, I started like taking it more seriously because that was also around the same time I visited Cornish College of the Arts for the first time. And I was like, this is the school I want to go to. If I want to get into school, I got to be serious and figure out what I want to do. So yeah, so like for fun, just kind of like whatever, probably from around 9, but like seriously, like considering it as a profession, probably around like 14, 15, I've been writing songs and writing poetry.
That's amazing. And you are mega talented, so I'm glad that you're sharing it with the world.
Thank you. I'm glad to have this opportunity too.
Yeah. So have you had any difficulty? Like I know you're talking about you've tried to keep yourself engaged as much as you can. Have you struggled at all with feeling um, feeling motivated to be creative during this time?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's it's been it's been kind of up and down. Like I've had moments of like intense creative passion where like I'm like creating back and forth and I'm like, oh, I'm doing a poem now. Oh, I'm doing a song now. Oh my gosh. And then like times I'm like, I hate this.
Yeah.
What am I doing? And yeah, I mean, I guess I've gotten through it by just like finding things that inspire me and like kind of training my brain like, okay, it's time to write poetry. So like what do I do when it's time to write poetry? Okay, I listen to music, I turn my lights down. And you know, if I like once I started doing it enough, it was like, okay, I'm turning my lights down, I'm listening to music, this must mean it's time to create, you know, and just literally going to every workshop and open mic and everything that I could like do, like literally spending, what's the thing called, like when you do Zoom too much, Zoom fatigue or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it yet. I should have because I've been doing so many Zoom things, but that's
Yeah.
literally the only thing keeping me sane and motivated, being able to like perform my art and know that it touches people and then to be touched by other people's art. Like that's been getting me through. But I totally have had moments where I like don't feel motivated and
Mhm.
get kind of like down on myself because it's a rough time, you know?
Yeah. What is something that you're really passionate about, as far as like creatively? Is there any kind of subject that you really feel close to your heart that you want people to know about, and that maybe we'll see um, about see that we'll see on Saturday?
Hmm. Know about
Or
um
on Saturday, but just in general, what creates
um
your creativity?
well, for Saturday, I'm doing a couple poems about my two favorite things, tea and thrifted clothes, specifically denim. Like a poem song combination. I don't want to talk too much about it
Yeah.
because I had to ruin the surprise.
Mhm.
But yeah, I like taking like common subjects like tea or denim or like whatever and making them personal. And recently I've been really interested in talking about how like I perceive myself versus how I want others to perceive me and like the differences between those things. So that's something that I've been really passionate about writing for this performance. In general, yeah, I just like taking common subjects and kind of flipping it on its head or like making it super personal and making it be like, whoa, like I didn't think of it this way and I can relate to that. Yeah, that's been. that's been the kind of stuff I've been interested in. And yeah, just basically taking my poems and my music and like smashing them together and making it so that like it tells a more detailed story. Because sometimes you listen to songs and you're like, I wish they could have, it's only 3 minutes, so they can't. Or you know, listen to poems or read poems and you're like, I wish like they could have done that in a more like concise way, or you know, like I wish they could have maybe talked more about that. And so the cool thing about taking these two art forms and putting them together is that I feel like together they form a really full story. And I feel like viewers can get a really like detailed version of like what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, that is very cool. I cannot wait to see what you bring to the table on Saturday, May 30th at 7. You'll see
Yes.
Grae Violett, epic musician and poet, singer-songwriter. The whole shebang will be coming to you if you buy a ticket, which you should.
Please
Yeah,
do.
all right. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank
And
you for having me.
I really appreciate the talk. That was awesome. Thank you.